Prabhas,
sir.
ask what is your doubt.
సార్ 1 మంత్ లెఫ్ట్ 1 మంతే ఉంది కదా సార్ సిపిగెట్ కి ఈ లోపు
Okay.
1 మంత్ లోపు కవర్ అవుతుంది సార్ సిలబస్ మొత్తం
Yes, all the syllabus will be covered. You don't bother about that.
ఓకే సార్
Okay.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్
Right.
సార్
మనం క్లాస్ లాస్ట్ లో స్టార్ట్ చేద్దామా? ఏమన్నా డౌట్స్ ఉంటే
సార్ ఇది స్క్రీన్ సెట్టింగ్స్ చేయండి సార్. ఊకే డ్రాయింగ్స్ చేస్తున్నారు. నిన్న కూడా చాలా డిస్టర్బెన్స్ అయింది.
ఇప్పుడు లాక్ చేసేసినాను. సో లాక్ చేసిన ప్రాబ్లం ఏం లేదు, కానీ అట్లా స్టూడెంట్స్ ఎవరు టచ్ చేయదు కదా. ఓకే సార్,
Start.
స్టార్ట్ చేద్దామా సార్?
Okay, sir.
ఓకే. Very good evening to all. Today's resource person, Dr. Ranjitha madam, and other resource persons from various degree colleges, and co-convener Dr. Gangishetty Srinivas sir. So warm welcome to day 4 session on financial accounting. So I welcome to Dr. Ranjitha madam. Thank you, madam. I'm handed over to Dr. Ranjitha, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, students. Good evening, sir.
One interruption. Sorry, one interruption. Sir, Naresh sir, ఒక్కసారి వీడియో క్లిక్ చేసి ఫోటోలు తీసేసుకుంటే మేడం కంటిన్యూషన్ చేసుకుంటారేంది? నరేష్ సార్, పిల్లల వీడియో కూడా తీసేసుకుంటే ఒక్కసారి వీడియోలు ఆన్ చేయమనండి. క్లాస్ డిస్టర్బ్ అవ్వదు ఇక మనకి.
అదే ఓకే. మరి నేను స్టాప్ షేర్ చేయనా? ఓకే, ఒక్కసారి ఆన్ చేసుకోండి అందరూ.
పిల్లలు వీడియోస్ ఆన్ చేసుకోండి బేటా. 1 minute. All the students, please on your videos. Just for a snap. సార్ మీరు కూడా స్క్రీన్ షాట్ తీయండి. నా దగ్గర right, sir? Is it okay? Naresh sir. Supriya, Mancherial.
మేడం స్టార్ట్ చేయండి మేడం. ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ మేడం.
Right, sir, right.
Okay, sir. Shall I continue, sir?
Yes, madam.
So, good evening, Naresh sir and Srinivas sir. And good evening, dear students. So, we'll continue with the financial accounting, the second day. Yesterday, we have seen the topics of bank reconciliation statement, errors, rectification, and bills of exchange. And today, we will start with the consignment and joint ventures. Then we will discuss the depreciation and reserves. And then finally, single entry and non-trading concerns. So because there are so many topics to be discussed, I request all the students to concentrate on all the topics. So first of all, consignment. What is the meaning of consignment? Consignment means whenever a person cannot want to extend the business to different markets, he cannot move to each place to sell his goods by himself. So he sells his goods by appointing the agents at various places and this person, he will send it goods to be sold or make it available at all the places. Such type of business, you can call it as consignment business. So you can call it as sending the goods by a principal to his agent who sells the goods on his behalf for a commission. So the goods is sent, the person who is sending the goods to be sold at various places or various markets can be called as the owner of the goods, who is called as a consignor, and the person who will receive the goods on his behalf and who will sell the goods on his behalf for a commission can be called as the consignee. That is, goods are sent by consignor to consignee with an objective of sale at a profit. The owner or sender of the goods is called consignor, and the person to whom goods are sent is called as consignee. And the ownership of the goods will remain with the consignor only. See, here the consignor is sending to be sold on his behalf. He is not entirely transferring the goods and he is not transferring the ownership of the goods. Okay. So the goods, the owner of the goods, the ownership is retained by the consignor. And the relationship between...
Sorry for the interruption. PPT visible అవుతుందా మేడం? PPT?
Sir?
PPT visible అవుతుందా మేడం?
డిస్ప్లే కావట్లేదు సార్, ఓన్లీ ఫస్ట్ దే కనిపిస్తుంది.
అవునా, ఓకే ఓకే ఓకే. అంటే మీరు పంపించిన పీపీటీ కనిపిస్తుంది స్క్రీన్ పైన?
ఓన్లీ టైటిలే కనిపిస్తుంది సార్, నెక్స్ట్ కనిపించలేదు, ఓన్లీ ఫస్ట్ స్లైడ్ ఇస్ షోన్.
జస్ట్ యు డ్రాగ్ సార్, జస్ట్ యు డ్రాగ్. మీరు ఫోన్ లో ఉన్నారా, ల్యాప్టాప్ లో ఉన్నారా?
ల్యాప్టాప్ లో చేసిన 1 minute.
జస్ట్ డ్రాగ్ చేయండి అంతే. నెక్స్ట్ స్లైడ్ వస్తుంది.
ఫోర్త్ స్లైడ్ చూపించండి సార్.
ఓకే ఓకే మేడం.
మూమెంట్ స్టార్ట్ అయింది సార్.
ఓకేనా మేడం? మీనింగ్ అండ్ ఫ్యూచర్.
నెక్స్ట్ స్లైడ్. ఓకే సార్, ఇది. So the relationship between the consignor and consignee is that of a principal. దీనికన్నా ముందు స్లైడ్, బిఫోర్ స్లైడ్. బిఫోర్ స్లైడ్ సార్, నో ముందుదే సార్, ఇది. ఓకే ఓకే సార్. సో the relationship between the consignor and consignee is that of a principal and an agent. That is, the consignor is appointing an agent to sell the goods on his behalf. Therefore, the relationship between them is not of a buyer and a seller, but of the principal and an agent only. Next, any stock remaining unsold with the consignee will belong to whom? To the consignor only. And any profit or loss arising out of the sale of the goods will be sent to the consignor only. That profit also is the owner of that profit. That means the profit is also of the consignor only. Consignee will receive only the benefit of commission for the sales he made. Next, when the consignor sends goods on consignment, he prepares a statement called as pro forma invoice. He will prepare an invoice. So pro forma invoice is nothing but giving the detailed description of the goods which he is sending. For example, a person is a cloth merchant, or he is supplying the ready-made ready-made dresses. So the description, how many shirts he is sending and how many different types of kurtas he is sending. So which size, how many he is sending, 10, 50, 25, whatever it is, trousers, how many he is sending. Then what will be the cost of each one? So like this, he prepare a detailed invoice, and along with the goods, he will send to the consignee. Next, the consignee, what he will prepare? He will prepare a periodical statement, which is called as account sales. So here you have to remember the terminology. The term itself indicates account sales. That means it is an account which is representing or which will show the sales which he is making. That means out of the stock sent, how many he has sent, what is the description of the goods he has sold, this type of shirts, how many he has sold, at what price he has sold, trousers, how many he sold, at what price he sold. Like that, he will periodically prepare a statement. Periodically means once in a 3 months, once in a period of 3 months or 6 months or at the end of the year. Like that, periodically he will prepare a account sale and he will send to the consigner, sorry. So here two statements you have to remember. The points you have to remember is the statement which the sender of the goods, consigner, will send along with the goods is called as pro forma invoice, whereas the periodical statement showing the sales prepared by the consignee is called as the account sales. Next slide, sir. So here we all are acquainted with the differences between the consignment and the sale. Differences between the consignment sale is the just consignment is nothing but ownership remains with the consigner, whereas in the sale the ownership is transferred to the buyer. In consignment, goods may be returned by the consignee, but here in sale, for example, you go to a shop, you purchase any product, anything. Can you return it back? No. So it will be written on the product, specifically mentioned also, goods once sold cannot be taken back or we should not be returned, like that, unless and until some conditions are there, they will mention that. Whereas in consignment, if the goods are not sold by the consignee, he will return to the owner of the goods, consigner, like that. Next, the relation is that of a principal and agent, whereas the relation is that of a seller and the buyer. Most importantly, the risk is not transferred to the consignee. What is the meaning of risk? What is the meaning of the risk? Can anyone?
Uncertainty, ma'am. Uncertainty.
Yeah, uncertainty. Yes, very good. Risk is nothing but uncertainty. That means whatever the risk is involved with the goods will not be transferred to the consignee. The consignee is merely an agent. He is not taking the entire risk of the goods. Anything happened to the goods in the transit or at the time of storage or at the time of selling or at the time of returning, whatever is happening to the goods will be the responsibility of consigner only. Therefore the risk is remaining with the consigner, whereas when you are selling the goods, when in the buying and selling of the goods, the risk will be transferred to the from the seller to the buyer. Next, the expenses incurred by the consignee are recovered from the consigner. Here, whenever the goods are sent, any expenses spent by the consignee can be recovered from the consignee. Whereas in buying and selling, after you purchase a product and if you are making the installation expenses or whatever it is, any expenses spent on the product, you cannot transfer to the seller of the goods. In the same way, the consigner sends pro forma invoice to the consignee, whereas the seller will give a normal invoice to us, that is the receipt of the product. Next, the consignee periodically sends account sales to the consigner. Here, in buying and selling, we do not prepare any statement and give it to the seller. Consignee gets a commission on the goods sold, whereas buyer may get a discount from the seller for the goods purchased by him. So these are the differences between the consignment and sales. Next, we have discussed that the benefit for the consignee is nothing but commission. Why he is sending the goods on behalf of the consignor is he will get a commission. So before going to the commission, first accounting treatment. What will be the accounting treatment? That means how you should record these transactions, this type of consignment business, how you should enter in the books of accounts. That is, first, in the books of the consigner, we will prepare a consignment account, consignee account, goods sent on consignment account, and consignment stock account. Whereas in the books of consignee, the main account opened in the consignee is the personal account of consigner. Okay, and the balance in this consigner account will represent the amount due to the consigner. So here, this is the important thing, that is accounting treatment. In the books of consigner, what accounts we have to prepare? Consignment account, consignee account, goods sent on consignment account, and consignment stock account. Whereas in the books of consignee, you prepare only one account, consigner account. Next, the benefit received by the consignee for selling the goods on behalf of the consigner is called as commission. So, what are the different types of commissions which are paid by the consigner? The first one is the ordinary commission. It is given at a fixed percentage on total sales made by the consignee. Then the next is the overriding commission. The commission which is given by the consignee to the consignee by the consigner as an extra incentive for making more sales or effecting the sales at a higher price is called as the overriding commission. That means it is an initiative to boost the sales. That means if you are selling more goods, I will give more commission. So such type of commission is called as overriding commission. Then the next important commission, as we all know, it is the del credere commission. Del credere commission is an extra commission which is given to the consignee to make him responsible for the bad debts. Then this commission is called as the del credere commission. This commission is also calculated on total sales only. If del credere commission is not given to the consignee, then the consigner should bear the loss out of the bad debts. Okay, is it clear? So important thing is normal commission is the ordinary commission at a fixed percentage on sales. Overriding commission, extra incentive to increase the sales. Del credere commission is when goods are sold on credit by the consignee. Then who should collect those amount? See, the sales may be cash sales or credit sales. When this person consignee, he is selling on credit at his place. That means the people or the customers will be known to him. Now he should only collect that money. Otherwise, consigner has to bear the loss if that money is not collected. Therefore, the consignee will say that I will give you some extra commission if you collect that amount. Okay. Whenever the goods are sold, to avoid the loss due to bad debts, the consigner will give an extra commission, which you can call it as the del credere commission. Sir, next slides. Next. So now this is the pro forma of a consignment account. So all the you have done all the problems regarding this. Just it is a recollection of all the things what you should debit and what you should credit in the consignment account. To when the goods are set on consignment, you will be debiting it. Whenever the expenses are paid by the consigner, you will write to cash consigner expenses. Next, any expenses paid by the consignee, you will be writing on the debit side of consignment account to consignee, name of the consignee, his expenses. Next, name of the consignee, his commission. Next, any then the sales will be written on the credit side by consignee. Next, by goods on sent on consignment, that is the goods returned, that is unsold stock will be written on the credit side. And if you balance this account, you will get the profit or loss. Okay. Is this account clear? Consignment account. Next. So one more point here is whenever you are writing the unsold stock on the credit side, when you are writing the unsold stock, what is the meaning of unsold stock? Unsold stock means కన్సైనీ దగ్గర అమ్మకుండా మిగిలిపోయిన సరుకు. కన్సైనర్ పంపిన దాంట్లో మొత్తం అమ్మాలని ఏం లేదు, అమ్మిన దాని మీద కమిషన్ వస్తుంది, అమ్మకుండా మిగిలిపోయిన దాన్ని అన్సోల్డ్ స్టాక్ అంటాం. అన్సోల్డ్ ఎక్కడ రాయాలి? ఇక్కడ చూడండి, క్రెడిట్ సైడ్ మనం చూపిస్తున్నాము బై కన్సైన్మెంట్ స్టాక్ బ్రాకెట్ లో అన్సోల్డ్ స్టాక్ అని ఉంది అకౌంట్. అయితే ఈ వాల్యుయేషన్ ఆఫ్ అన్సోల్డ్ స్టాక్ అనేది ఇంపార్టెంట్ మనకు. సార్ బిఫోర్ స్లైడ్ సార్, ముందు దీనికన్నా ముందు. So unsold stock cheyalante, how to calculate that? The stock left over with the consignee is valued at a cost price or market price, whichever is less. Cost price ఆ మార్కెట్ ప్రైస్ ఆ ఏది తక్కువ ఉంటే దాంతో అన్సోల్డ్ స్టాక్ ని వాల్యూ చేయాలి. అందులో all proportionate non-recurring expenses paid by the consignee and consigner should be added. So ఇక్కడ నాన్ రికరింగ్ ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ అంటే ఏంటి? All the expenses which are incurred from moving the goods from the consignor's premises to the consignee's godown can be treated as direct expenses and should be considered while valuing the consignment stock. అంటే కన్సైనర్ ప్లేస్ నుండి కన్సైనీ గోడౌన్ వరకు వెళ్ళడానికి అయిన ఖర్చులన్నిటినీ కూడా మనము నాన్ రికరింగ్ ఆర్ డైరెక్ట్ ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ గా ట్రీట్ చేయాలి. These expenses will increase the value of the goods. Therefore, they should be added for the valuation of unsold stock. Examples చూస్తే freight, packing, carriage, dog use, octroi, import or customs duty ఇవన్నీ కూడా నాన్ రికరింగ్ ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ ప్రపోర్షనేట్ గా తీసుకోవాలి unsold stock. Next, recurring expenses. Recurring expenses are incurred after the goods have reached the place of consignee and are mostly the selling expenses. Such expenses do not increase the value of the goods and therefore they should not be included in the valuation of unsold stock. So, ఏవైతే గూడ్స్ యొక్క వాల్యూను పెంచుతాయో వాటిని మాత్రమే మనం అన్సోల్డ్ స్టాక్ వాల్యుయేషన్ కి ప్రపోర్షనేట్ గా తీసుకోవాలి, మొత్తం తీసుకోవద్దు, ప్రపోర్షనేట్ గా తీసుకోవాలి. అంటే టోటల్ ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ ఎంత అయినాయి, మిగిలిపోయిన అన్సోల్డ్ స్టాక్ కి ఎంత ఎక్స్పెన్స్ అయింది అనేది మనం ప్రపోర్షనేట్ గా క్యాల్కులేట్ చేసి ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ చేసినప్పుడు చేసిన మనం అన్ని కూడా మీరు ఫస్ట్ ఇయర్ అప్పుడు. సో ట్రై టు రీకలెక్ట్ దట్ హౌ యూ విల్ యాడ్ ద ప్రపోర్షనేట్ నాన్ రికరింగ్ ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్. రికరింగ్ ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ అంటే రిపీటెడ్ గా అయ్యే ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్, దే విల్ నాట్ ఇంక్రీజ్ ద వాల్యూ ఆఫ్ ద గూడ్స్. దట్ ఈస్ కన్సైనీ గోడౌన్ కి రీచ్ అయిన తర్వాత పెట్టే ఖర్చులన్నింటినీ కూడా మనము రికరింగ్ ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ గా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవచ్చు. అలాంటివి ఎగ్జాంపుల్ గోడౌన్ రెంట్, సాలరీ టు ద సేల్స్ మెన్, అడ్వర్టైజింగ్, ఇన్సూరెన్స్ ఆఫ్ ద గోడౌన్, ఇలాంటివన్నీ కూడా యూ షుడ్ నాట్ టేక్ ఫర్ వాల్యుయేషన్ ఆఫ్ అన్సోల్డ్ స్టాక్. నెక్స్ట్ స్లైడ్స్. Next, you have the consignment stock reserve. Okay. So consignment stock reserve and enti, whenever the goods are sent at an invoice price. So invoice price is nothing but when the goods are sent at a price higher than the original price, then it is called as invoice price. So why the goods will be sent at an invoice price? Maybe the consigner want to make more profits, or he does not want to reveal the original price of the goods. At that time, what he will do, he will send the goods at an increased price. That price is called as invoice price. For example, the value of the goods is 100 rupees only, but he is mentioning in the pro forma invoice that the value of each product is 120 rupees. Then the increased value is 20 rupees on each product. Okay. So ఇది ఎందుకు ఇంక్రీజ్ చేసి చెప్పొచ్చు కన్సైనర్? మేబీ అతను మొత్తం ప్రాఫిట్ కన్సైనీకి తెలియొద్దు అనుకోవడమా, లేదా ఇంకా ఎక్సెస్ ప్రాఫిట్ చేసుకోవడానికి. ఎందుకంటే ఆల్రెడీ ప్రొఫార్మా ఇన్వాయిస్ లో ఇచ్చిన ప్రైస్ కన్నా ఎక్కువకే అమ్ముతాడు కానీ తక్కువకి అమ్మడు కదా కన్సైనీ. కాబట్టి ఆ రకంగా కూడా వాట్ ఎవర్ ద రీజన్ ఇస్, వెన్ గూడ్స్ ఆర్ sent at a price higher than the original price, you call it as goods sent at invoice price. అయితే ఇన్వాయిస్ ప్రైస్ కి గూడ్స్ పంపించినప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది, అన్సోల్డ్ స్టాక్ లో కూడా ఎక్సెస్ లోడింగ్ అనేది ఉంటుంది. ఓకే. సో అన్సోల్డ్ స్టాక్ అంటే మిగిలిపోయింది, అమ్మకుండా మిగిలిపోయిన దాంట్లో కూడా ఎక్సెస్ వాల్యూ ఉంటుంది. ఆ ఎక్సెస్ వాల్యూని మనము దాన్ని తగ్గించి చూపించాలి ఎక్కడ, కన్సైన్మెంట్ అకౌంట్ లో. దెన్ యూ కాల్ ఇట్ as consignment stock reserve. So the excess invoice in unsold stock is called as consignment stock reserve. Then the next is in the transit, if anything happens to the goods, we all know that the consignor only should bear the loss. So here the loss will be of two types, normal loss and abnormal loss. That is, the loss occurred due to unavoidable nature and inherent characters of the commodity. Then this such type of it is called as the normal loss. అంటే ఆ వస్తువుల యొక్క స్వభావం రీత్యా, ద ప్రోడక్ట్ ద నేచర్ ఆఫ్ ద కమోడిటీ అంటున్నాం. సో ఆయిల్ ఉందనుకోండి, ఆయిల్, సో ఇట్ మే బి ఇవాపొరేటెడ్ లైక్ దట్, సో ఇట్ మే బి స్పిల్డ్ ఓవర్. సో దట్ మీన్స్ ఇన్ఎవిటబుల్, అంటే తప్పనిసరి పరిస్థితులుగా ఆ నేచర్ ఆఫ్ ద ప్రోడక్ట్ ప్రోడక్ట్ వల్ల ఏమైనా కొంచెం వాల్యూ తగ్గితే గూడ్స్ ది దాన్ని నార్మల్ లాస్ అంటాం. So for this normal loss, no entry is passed in the books of the consignor or consignee for normal loss. But normal loss is considered for the valuation of unsold stock. అంటే నార్మల్ లాస్ జరిగినందుకు అది నేచర్ ఆఫ్ ద ప్రోడక్ట్ తోనే అయింది కాబట్టి దానికి ఒక స్పెసిఫిక్ ఎంట్రీ ఏమి ఉండదు. కానీ నార్మల్ లాస్ ని ఎప్పుడు కన్సిడర్ చేయాలి? అన్సోల్డ్ స్టాక్ ని వాల్యూ చేసేటప్పుడు నార్మల్ లాస్ ని మైనస్ చేయాలి, అబ్నార్మల్ లాస్ ని కూడా తీసుకోవాలి, కన్సిడర్ చేయాలి. Then the next is abnormal loss. The loss which will occur not due to the nature of the goods but due to any external factor or reason. ఏదైనా అంటే నేచర్ ఆఫ్ ద ప్రోడక్ట్ కాకుండా ఏదైనా వేరే రీజన్ వల్ల లాస్ జరిగితే దాన్ని మనము అబ్నార్మల్ లాస్ అని చెప్పుకోవచ్చు. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, లాస్ డ్యూ టు ఫైర్, థెఫ్ట్ అంటే ఏదైనా అగ్ని ప్రమాదం కానివ్వండి, ట్రాన్సిట్ లో ఉన్నప్పుడు రోడ్ యాక్సిడెంట్ కానివ్వండి, థెఫ్ట్ దొంగతనం జరగడం వల్ల కానివ్వండి, గోడౌన్ లో ఉన్నప్పుడు ఏదైనా ప్రమాదం సంభవించినప్పుడు, ఎనీ రీజన్ ఎక్స్టర్నల్ ఫ్యాక్టర్స్ వల్ల జరిగితే దాన్ని అబ్నార్మల్ లాస్ అంటాము. అండ్ ద వాల్యూ ఆఫ్ అబ్నార్మల్ లాస్ ఈజ్ వాల్యూడ్ ఇన్ ద సేమ్ వే యాజ్ ద అన్సోల్డ్ స్టాక్. అన్సోల్డ్ స్టాక్ కి మనం ఏం చేస్తాము? కాస్ట్ మార్కెట్ ప్రైస్ ఆర్ కాస్ట్ ప్రైస్ విచ్ ఎవర్ ఇస్ లెస్, దెన్ యాడ్ ప్రపోర్షనేట్ నాన్ రికరింగ్ ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ ఆఫ్ కన్సైనీ అండ్ కన్సైనర్ అండ్ కన్సైనీ యాడ్ చేస్తే అన్సోల్డ్ స్టాక్ వాల్యూ వస్తుంది. సేమ్ అదే విధంగా అబ్నార్మల్ లాస్ వాల్యూ చేసేటప్పుడు కూడా యూ షుడ్ డూ ద సేమ్ వే, దట్ ఈస్ ప్రపోర్షనేట్ ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ ని కూడా మనము యాడ్ చేసుకోవాలి. నెక్స్ట్, ద బ్యాలెన్స్ ఇన్ అబ్నార్మల్ లాస్ అకౌంట్ ఈస్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్డ్ టు ప్రాఫిట్ అండ్ లాస్ అకౌంట్. సో దీస్ ఆర్ సమ్ ఆఫ్ ద important topics to be studied or to be revised for the purpose of the examination point of view. So now we will move on to the some questions. That is the practice. The party who sends goods to an agent for sale on commission is called as? Yes, quickly you can answer this.
Consignor.
Yes, it is the consignment. Next, goods sent on consignment are recorded in the books of consignor by debiting which account?
Consignment account.
Yes, yes. We start the consignment account with the goods sent on consignment only. Then the next is the creditary commission is allowed to consignee to cover the risk of
Bad debts.
yes, it is the bad debts. Next, if the creditary commission is paid to the consignee, who bears the loss of bad debts?
Consignee madam.
మళ్ళీ చెప్తున్నాను వినండి. ఇఫ్ డెల్ క్రెడిటరీ కమిషన్ ఈస్ పేడ్ టు కన్సైనీ, హూ బేర్స్ ద లాస్ ఆఫ్ బ్యాడ్ డెట్స్?
Consignee only.
కన్సైనీ ఓన్లీ, బికాస్ ఈజ్ రిసీవింగ్ ద కమిషన్ కదా. ఓకే, కన్సైనర్ కాదు ఇక్కడ. లాస్ ఆఫ్ బ్యాడ్ డెట్స్ అంటే మనం కన్సైనర్ అనుకుంటాం, కానీ ఆల్రెడీ డెల్ క్రెడిటరీ కమిషన్ ఇస్తున్నాం కాబట్టి ఇట్ ఈస్ టు బి బోర్న్ బై ద కన్సైనీ ఓన్లీ. నెక్స్ట్, అకౌంట్ సేల్స్ ఈజ్ అ స్టేట్మెంట్ ప్రిపేర్డ్ బై
Consignee.
consignee. Yes, consignee.
And sent to the consignor.
Pro forma invoice is prepared by consignor. Account sales is prepared by the consignee.
Consignee.
Next, which of the following is considered as a non-recurring direct expense by the consignee? Go down renta, advertisement expenses, customs duty and clearing charges, insurance of go down. చెప్పండి.
Please repeat. Ma'am, please
Non-recurring expense.
Once again repeat question, ma'am.
Which is the non-recurring expense? Non-recurring అంటే ఏంటి? రిపీట్ కాకుండా ఉండాలి. Non-recurring, go down rent, advertisement expense, custom duty and clearing charges, insurance of go down.
Customs and duty.
Yes, customs duty and clearing charges is non-recurring expense. Next, unsold stock lying with the consignee at the end of accounting period is valued at. So listen carefully. It is valued. Unsold stock ni ఏ value కి price కి value చేయాలి?
Cost price or market price?
Market
Market price. Whichever is lower.
Listen,
Whichever is low.
whichever is higher. Options చదువుతున్నాను నేను, వినండి. కాస్ట్ ప్రైసా, మార్కెట్ ప్రైసా? కాస్ట్ ప్రైస్ ఆర్ మార్కెట్ ప్రైస్ whichever is higher, లేదా కాస్ట్ ప్రైస్ ప్లస్ ప్రపోర్షనేట్ నాన్ రికరింగ్ ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ ఆర్ మార్కెట్ ప్రైస్ whichever is less.
Whichever is less, ma'am. Last option.
లాస్ట్ ఆప్షన్ మ్యామ్.
సో మనం వాల్యుయేషన్ చేసే ప్రాసెస్ అంతా ఇక్కడ ఇచ్చిండ్రు. కాస్ట్ ప్రైస్ ప్లస్ ప్రపోర్షనేట్ నాన్ రికరింగ్ ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్, అది ఎక్కువగా ఉందా మార్కెట్ ప్రైస్. సో విచ్ ఎవర్ ఇస్ లెస్, ఏది తక్కువగా ఉంటే అది. దెన్ నెక్స్ట్, అబ్నార్మల్ లాస్ ఇన్ కన్సైన్మెంట్ ఈస్ క్యాల్కులేటెడ్ ఆన్ ద బేసిస్ ఆఫ్ కాస్ట్ ప్రైస్ ప్లస్ ప్రపోర్షనేట్ ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ ఆఫ్ కన్సైనర్ ఓన్లీ, కాస్ట్ ప్రైస్ ప్లస్ ప్రపోర్షనేట్ ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ ఆఫ్ బోత్ కన్సైనర్ అండ్ కన్సైనీ అప్ టు ద పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ లాస్, ఇన్వాయిస్ ప్రైస్, మార్కెట్ ప్రైస్.
Option B, madam.
Yes, option B. చూడండి అక్కడ the process the calculation which we'll do at the time of doing the problem is given there. Cost price plus proportionate expenses of both consignor and consignee up to the point of loss. అంటే లాస్ ఇన్కర్ అయ్యే వరకు జరిగిన ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ అన్నిటినీ కూడా కన్సైనర్ అయినా కన్సైనీ అయినా కూడా ప్రపోర్షనేట్ గా యాడ్ చేసుకుంటాము. ఓకే. Next, when goods are sent to the consignee at an invoice price higher than the cost price, the loading on the unsold stock is adjusted by. ఇప్పుడే చెప్పుకున్నాము ఆ లోడింగ్ ఏమంటాం మనము, ఎక్సెస్ లోడింగ్ ని ఏమంటాం, ఒక టర్మ్.
Stock reserve.
స్టాక్
ఏమంటాం?
రిజర్వ్.
Yes, it is stock reserve. సో ఆ స్టాక్ రిజర్వ్ ని ఎట్లా అడ్జస్ట్ చేయాలి, ఆప్షన్స్ చూడండి. డెబిటింగ్ కన్సైన్మెంట్ స్టాక్ అకౌంట్, క్రెడిటింగ్ కన్సైన్మెంట్ స్టాక్ రిజర్వ్ అకౌంట్, డెబిటింగ్ కన్సైన్మెంట్ అకౌంట్, క్రెడిటింగ్ కన్సైన్మెంట్ అకౌంట్. కన్సైన్మెంట్ స్టాక్ రిజర్వ్
Debiting consignment stock account.
స్టాక్ అకౌంట్, కన్సైన్మెంట్
Option
అకౌంట్.
B, ma'am.
ఆప్షన్ డి, క్రెడిటింగ్ కన్సైన్మెంట్ అకౌంట్, కన్సైన్మెంట్ స్టాక్ రిజర్వ్.
Reserve.
సో అక్కడ అడ్జస్టెడ్ అని ఉంది, అన్సోల్డ్ స్టాక్, లోడింగ్ ఇన్ అన్సోల్డ్ స్టాక్ అని ఉంది. అన్సోల్డ్ స్టాక్ లో ఉన్న లోడింగ్ ని మనము అడ్జస్ట్ చేస్తాము కన్సైన్మెంట్ అకౌంట్ లో రాయడం వల్ల, కన్సైన్మెంట్ స్టాక్ అకౌంట్ కాదు. ఓకే.
Okay, ma'am.
The balance of goods sent to consignment account is ultimately transferred to profit or loss account, consignment account, trading account, balance sheet. Goods sent on consignment, last ఒక చిన్న అకౌంట్ ప్రిపేర్ చేస్తాం అందులో. Goods sent to consignment account అని
Trading
రాస్తాం
account.
అందులో. ట్రేడింగ్ అకౌంట్, అందులో ఉన్న బ్యాలెన్స్ ని మనం ఏ అకౌంట్ కి ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేస్తామో
Trading
ట్రేడింగ్
account.
అకౌంట్.
By balance by 2 1%.
Next, declaratory commission is given when consignee sells on credit, gets no ordinary commission, sells on cash, bears the loss of bad debts.
Bears the loss of
B.
Bears the loss of bad debts. Next, expenses incurred by consignor must be debited to which account? Consignee account, consignment account, expenses account, consignor
Consignment
account.
account.
Consignment, madam.
account, ma'am.
Consignment.
Next, consignor sends goods at invoice price. If some goods are lost in transit, it is valued at cost price, invoice price, cost plus fixed price, fixed percentage or selling price.
Invoice.
Cost price only. It is valued at cost price or invoice price, whichever is less తీసుకుంటాం కదా మనం ఎప్పుడైనా.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
at cost price only. Next, consignment account is which account? Real
Nominal.
account,
Nominal.
personal
Nominal
account,
account.
nominal account. It is
Nominal.
నామినల్ అకౌంట్.
nominal account. Next, pro forma invoice is sent by consignor to consignee, consignee to consignor,
Consignor
debtors
to
to
consignee, madam.
debtors to consignor.
Consignor to consignee.
కన్సైనర్ టు కన్సైనర్.
A, madam.
A, consignor to consignor. Next, abnormal loss is unavoidable, borne by the consumer, borne by the consignee, none.
Unavoidable, ma'am.
No, normal loss is unavoidable.
Borne
కదా?
by consignee.
మ్యామ్
Sorry,
ఆప్షన్ డి.
Borne by
Borne by
Consignee.
no,
None,
no. It
none,
is none.
madam. None, madam.
None.
మేడం ఆప్షన్
Normal
డి.
loss is unavoidable.
Because it
Okay,
should
borne
be
by the
borne by the consignor, madam.
consignee కూడా కాదు. It is none. Okay.
నన్ మ్యామ్.
Ma'am,
Goods
ఒకవేళ
sent to
it is borne by consignor ఇస్తే అదే అయింది కదా ma'am.
ఆన్సర్ బాండ్ బై కన్స్యూమర్ అని ఇచ్చింది ఇక్కడ, అందుకే చూడండి కన్సైనర్ అని ఇవ్వలేదు. కన్సైనర్ ఇస్తే అదే ఆన్సర్ అవుతుంది.
Okay, ma'am.
ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ గూడ్స్ సెంట్ టు కన్సైన్మెంట్ షుడ్ బి డెబిటెడ్ టు, ఇది రిపీట్ అయింది అనుకుంటే ఇంతకు ముందే వచ్చింది.
కన్సైన్మెంట్
Goods
అకౌంట్.
sent
Consignment account only.
కన్సైన్మెంట్ అకౌంట్ మ్యామ్.
consignment account. Next, normal loss is avoidable, borne by consumer, debited to profit and loss account, recovered by insurance company.
recover by
No,
Avoid kadure kaadu.
avoidable.
Not by consumers.
Normal loss ni, abnormal loss ni మనం వాల్యూ చేస్తాము, that can be recovered by insurance company, but normal loss which is by the nature of the goods కాబట్టి ఇది
Debited to profit
normal
account.
loss is not avoidable. Normal loss is not avoidable కదా,
Debited to P&L, madam. Because it is a
డెబిటెడ్ టు
loss.
ప్రాఫిట్ అండ్ లాస్ అకౌంట్. ఎస్, కాబట్టి ఈచ్ ఆప్షన్ ని కూడా కొంచెం కన్ఫ్యూజ్ కాకుండా చదువుకోవాలి. ఎందుకంటే నార్మల్ లాస్ అంటేనే ఇన్ఎవిటబుల్, కాబట్టి అది అవాయిడబుల్ కాదు. బాన్ బై ద కన్స్యూమర్ కాదు, రికవర్డ్ ఫ్రమ్ ద ఇన్సూరెన్స్ కంపెనీ కాదు, కాబట్టి దాన్ని ఏం చేయాలి, డెబిటెడ్ టు ప్రాఫిట్ అండ్ లాస్ అకౌంట్. ఓకే, దెన్ మూవింగ్ ఆన్ టు ద నెక్స్ట్ యూనిట్. సో ఐ థింక్ కన్సైన్మెంట్ ఓకే. డిడ్ యూ రికలెక్ట్ ఆల్ దట్?
Yes, ma'am.
ఎస్
A
మ్యామ్.
bit of revision has been completed for this. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Then moving on to the next unit, that is accounts from incomplete records or the single entry system. So single entry, next slide. Single entry is nothing but a system of bookkeeping in which as a rule only records of cash and personal accounts are maintained. So this is a definition from the Colas dictionary for accounting. So from this we can summarize the features like only cash book and personal accounts of the customers and suppliers are maintained. Real and nominal accounts are not maintained. And this method is not governed by any definite rule of maintaining of accounts. And this method lacks uniformity, and it is not possible to prepare the trial balance, trading profit and loss account, and balance sheet on the basis of records maintained under this method. Okay, next slide. Next, the limitations of this, because when we discuss about the single entry, we need to have a bit focus on the double entry. That is, a double entry system is a complete, systematic, and scientific method of recording the business transaction, whereas the single entry system is an unscientific method, an unsystematic method. No proper set of rules and regulations are followed. It is just a convenience accounting, you can say. Okay, therefore, you can summarize the limitations like a trial balance cannot be prepared, hence arithmetical accuracy of the accounts cannot be checked. Next, due to the absence of real and nominal accounts, trading, profit and loss account, and balance sheet cannot be prepared. Next, as the complete set of records are not maintained, there is considerable scope for fraud and misappropriation. Next, accounts maintained in single entry system are generally not accepted by the sales tax department, income tax department, and the court. On the basis of the records maintained under the single entry system, it is not possible to raise the loans from banks and other financial institutions. And under this method, accounting ratios such as the gross profit ratio, net profit ratio, operating ratios, etc., cannot be prepared. So this can all be the summary of using the single entry system. The limitations, that means what can be, why you should not opt for the single entry system, as it is an incomplete, as the name itself indicates that it is an incomplete recording method. So it is not based on any principles or assumptions. So whereas the double entry, we have discussed all the principles, concepts, and conventions, which are the thumbnail rules for following, and definitely you must follow those rules only in the double entry system of accounting. Whereas here there are any no principles or assumptions. Next, personal accounts and cash book are maintained. Real and nominal accounts are not maintained. Arithmetical accuracy cannot be checked. Next, the differences between this both, what we have discussed just now, it is not based on any principle, it is based on principles. Both aspects of transaction, both aspects means the dual aspect concept. You can refer back to the double entry system. The double entry itself indicates For every debit, there should be a corresponding credit of equal amount. Whereas here, both aspects, that is the giving aspect and receiving aspect, the debit and credit are not followed or ignored in the single entry system. Next, personal accounts and cash book are only maintained. Real and nominal accounts are not maintained. Whereas here, all types of accounts, real, nominal, and personal accounts are maintained in the double entry system. Next, in the single entry, arithmetical accuracy cannot be checked because there is no preparation of trial balance. Whereas here, the arithmetical accuracy can be ensured by preparing the trial balance. Next, true profit and loss cannot be ascertained, whereas you can find out the exact profit and loss. Next, assets and liabilities accounts are not maintained, therefore balance sheet cannot be prepared in single entry system. Here, the financial position of the business can be ascertained at any point of time by preparing the balance sheet. Next, books maintained under this system are not reliable and not accepted by the tax officials and the court, whereas the books maintained under the double entry system are reliable and accepted by all the authorities and the court also. Next. So, when you look back to the preparation of the accounts under the, that means statements in the single entry system, you prepare the different statements. Here you don't prepare the profit and loss account and balance sheet, but here you prepare the statement of affairs and the statement of profit or loss. Because it is an incomplete, we cannot prepare the profit and loss account, we cannot prepare the balance sheet. Therefore, you prepare a summary of all the statement called as statement of affairs showing the assets and liabilities. So, what can be the differences between the balance sheet and the statement of affairs? Balance sheet is prepared with the ledger balances extracted from the accounts maintained under the double entry system, whereas the statement of affairs is only a statement showing the assets and liabilities prepared from the incomplete records. Next, balance sheet is prepared on the accurate and reliable in the double entry system, whereas in the single entry, the statement of affairs is not prepared an estimate of the financial position. Hence, it is not accurate and it is not reliable also. Next, the aim of preparing the balance sheet is to show the true financial position of the business, whereas this statement of affairs is prepared for three purposes. That is, to know the financial position, to find out the capital, to know the profit or loss basing on the difference between opening and the closing capitals. So, the single entry itself is not a comprehensive or systematic method of preparing accounts. It is only like for time being, you are using that preparing the statement of affairs to know the opening capital, to know the closing capital, then to know the difference between the capital, you are finding out the profit or loss basing on that. Okay. So next, balance sheet is prepared after preparation of trading profit and loss account. As we all know, in the double entry system, the systematic method of doing the final accounts is first you prepare the trial balance, you prepare the trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet. Whereas here, statement of profit or loss is prepared after preparing the statement of affairs. First, you prepare the opening statement of affairs to know the opening capital. Then you prepare the closing statement of affairs to know the closing statement capital. Then you prepare the profit or loss to ascertain the profit or loss of the business. Next, if any asset or liability is omitted or not taken in the balance sheet, it will be detected by the non-agreement of the balance sheet. Whereas here, omission of any asset or liability cannot be detected in statement of affairs. It gets adjusted in capital. Okay, so the difference you cannot find out because the difference will be shown as the capital. So, ascertainment of profit under single entry. Next slides. The capital, how you will see capital at the end. So here you are writing the statement of year, no debit credit, not an account, not a double entry system of accounting, nothing. Just it is a statement for the year ended. So just particulars and amount. Then you will write capital at the end, add drawings made during the year, less additional capital introduced during the year, which you call whatever you are getting, that is called as the adjusted capital at the end minus capital in the beginning. So whatever you are seeing on the screen, this should be by heart. That's all. You should just try to remember capital at the end, add drawings, minus additional capital, minus capital at the beginning. Then you will get the profit or loss for the year. So if you may get some very short calculation type of bit MCQ in the examination, then you should be quickly able to calculate. Next, statement of affairs. That is, in the double entry, we have a systematic balance sheet, whereas here statement of affairs, of course, we are showing the same liabilities on the left side and assets on the right side. And excess, see here, capital excess of assets minus liability, you are showing as the capital. Same all the liabilities, bills payable, sundry creditors, outstanding expenses, loan, bank overdraft, outstanding expenses, incomes received in advance. So the difference between will be the capital. Asset side, you have cash in hand, cash at bank, sundry datas, opening stock, plant and machinery, building, furniture, bills receivable, prepaid expenses, accrued incomes. Okay, so this is all the summary of the single entry system. Now moving on to the bits. A single entry system can be adopted by which type of business? Joint stock companies, cooperative societies, small size sole traders, or multinational enterprises?
Small
Small
size
size sole traders, ma'am. P.
sole traders.
Small sized business only will make use, because there is nothing systematically followed. It is only a convenience account. That is why small size sole traders will use it. Next,
Ma'am,
which
can
type
we
of
also
account?
call it sole proprietorship? No, ma'am.
Yes,
Sole proprietorship, ma'am.
what it is? Sole
Sole
proprietor.
proprietorship, ma'am.
Ah, if option is given, small size sole traders బదులుగా ఒకవేళ sole traders అంటే కూడా that is the answer.
Sole
Okay.
proprietor.
Next,
Okay,
which
ma'am.
types of accounts are maintained under pure single entry system? Real accounts and nominal accounts are, personal accounts and cash accounts are, cash book. Nominal accounts and impersonal accounts are fixed asset accounts only. Single entry లో ఏ accounts ఉంటాయి?
Asset.
Personal account and cash book.
Yes,
Real
personal
account and
accounts and
nominal account.
పర్సనల్ అకౌంట్స్ అండ్ క్యాష్ బుక్స్ మాత్రమే
Cash
ఉంటాయి.
book.
ఓకే,
Option B, ma'am.
ఆప్షన్ బి. నెక్స్ట్, the single entry system of accounting is structurally described as scientific and systematic, dual aspect accounting, unscientific and unsystematic, strictly accrual based.
Unscientific and unsystematic.
Yes, unscientific and unsystematic.
Systematic.
Okay. Next, what financial document is prepared under a single entry system to ascertain capital at a given date? Balance sheet, trial balance, statement of affairs, profit or loss account.
Statement of affairs, ma'am.
Statement of
State,
affairs. Next,
statement of affairs.
yes. Next, to determine total credit sales under incomplete records, which account must be prepared? Total creditors account, total debtors account, bills payable account, cash book.
Total debtors account.
Total debtors account.
Debtors.
So this will come in conversion. When you are preparing, when you are doing the problems like conversion from the single entry to double entry, when you have to find out all the, you will find out the total credit sales, then total sales, then credit purchases, total purchases, and then you have to convert from the single entry to double entry. Then you will get this, which accounts you have to prepare, like total creditors account, total debtors account, bills payable account, bills receivable account, and all. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next, moving on to the accounts of non-profit organizations. Non-profit organization means the final accounts of non-profit organization includes preparation of receipts and payments, income and expenditure. Okay, first a small introduction about non-profit is, what is the meaning of non-profit organization?
To serve the society.
Whose aim is not to earn profit but to serve the society.
Yes, can you give some examples, one or two?
Hostel,
Cooperative
digital
societies.
capital, education.
Okay.
Welfare.
Library, sports club. Okay, recreation clubs, sports clubs, or charity organizations. So their motto is that
Welfare
is
offices.
the name itself indicates non-profit organizations. That means they are working without having any profit motive. They are further serving the society, or they are called as service organizations. But even though their intention is to do the service to the society without having any profit intention, but also the regular activities of the organizations will be having the money involved, or they will be involved in the transactions or monetary transactions. Yes or no? So why
Yes,
we should do the accounts of this? We can simply say that okay, they are the service organization. వాళ్ళు సర్వీసే చేస్తున్నారు కదా, మనం ప్రాఫిట్ అండ్ లాస్ కనుక్కోవాల్సిన అవసరం ఏముంది? ప్రాఫిట్ లాస్ అనేది ప్రాఫిట్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్స్ కి ప్రాఫిట్ వచ్చిందా లేదా, ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్ పెట్టిన వాళ్ళు ప్రాఫిట్ కనుక్కోవడానికి ప్రాఫిట్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్స్ ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేస్తాం. మరి నాన్ ప్రాఫిట్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్ అయ్యుండి మనం ఈ అకౌంట్స్ ఎందుకు చేయాలి ఈ టాపిక్ అంటే, దో ఇట్ ఈస్ అ నాన్ ప్రాఫిట్
deficit.
ఆర్గనైజేషన్ వర్కింగ్ విత్ సర్వీస్
To
మోటివ్,
know
but
surplus and deficit.
To know
yes,
surplus
yes,
and deficit అంటే
because
expenses
there
ఎక్కువ
are
ఉన్నాయా,
lot
క్యాష్
of
ఎక్కువ ఉంటాయా?
yes, because there are a lot of monetary transactions involved wherein they will receive the funds, or they will receive the amount from various sources which will be spent for different activities, and at a particular period of time you need to ascertain whether the amount is left with them, that is they are having a surplus, or it is a deficit for them. Okay, so for that purpose we have to prepare the accounts of non-profit organizations. So here, the first one we prepare here is receipts and payments account. It is a summary of cash book. It is a real account. It commences with the opening cash and bank balance, which is written on the debit side. Opening bank overdraft balance will appear on the credit side. Receipts are recorded on the debit side, and payments are recorded on the credit side. Actual receipts and payments of the period are recorded in this account. So last point చూడండి, actual receipts and payments of the period అంటే whatever the cash is received will be written on the debit side. It is a summary of cash book అనేది ఫస్ట్ పాయింట్ చెప్పుకున్నాం మనం. అంటే whatever the cash is coming in, right on the debit side. Whatever the payments are made, right on the credit side. It is a real account. These are the points to be remembered regarding the receipts and payments account. Next, receipts and payments account, whether relating to current receipts and payments, whether relating to current year, previous year, or next year, whether capital or revenue in nature, would be included in this account. That means here you should not differentiate whether it is belonging to this year, last year, next year, nothing. Whether you received the cash or not matters. Cash is coming in right on the debit side. That's it. So whether it is capital in nature, revenue in nature, it is also not considered. Whenever the cash you are receiving, right on the debit side. Next, it ends with the closing cash and bank balances. Generally, it shows the debit balance. If credit exceeds the debit balance, it represents the net bank overdraft. Next, the adjustments for outstanding expenses, prepaid expenses, outstanding incomes, depreciation, etc. are not made in this account. So, receipts and payments account అంటే సింపుల్ గా ఒకటే గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి, సమ్మరీ ఆఫ్ క్యాష్ బుక్. ఎటువంటి అడ్జస్ట్మెంట్స్, ప్రీపెయిడ్, యాడ్ అవుట్స్టాండింగ్ లేదా మైనస్ ప్రీపెయిడ్ ఇలాంటివి ఏమీ కూడా ఉండవు. ఓకే, అవుట్స్టాండింగ్ ఇన్కమ్స్, డెప్రిసియేషన్స్ ఏమీ కూడా ఇందులో చూపించము. నెక్స్ట్, ఇట్ డస్ నాట్ రివీల్ ద గెయిన్ ఆర్ లాస్ మేడ్ బై ద కన్సర్న్. సో ఇక్కడ ప్రాఫిట్ ఆ లాస్ అనేది ఏది తెలియదు మనకు, జస్ట్ ఓపెనింగ్ క్యాష్ బ్యాలెన్స్, క్లోజింగ్ క్యాష్ బ్యాలెన్స్ మనకు తెలుస్తుంది. దెన్ ద నెక్స్ట్ ఈస్ income and expenditure account. It is a revenue account to know the net result of activities during a period. It is a nominal account. So ademo real account, idemo nominal account. Expenditure is recorded on the debit side, and income is recorded on the which side?
Credit side.
Credit side. It
Credit side.
includes only revenue items. Capital items are excluded. Incomes and expenses pertaining to the current year only are recorded. Items relating to the previous year or next year should be excluded while preparing this account. So we have done all the problems. Just try to recollect subscriptions received in advance, or expenses, prepaid expenses, rent paid in advance, లేదా ఇన్కమ్ రిసీవ్డ్ ఇన్ అడ్వాన్స్, అలాంటివన్నీ కూడా మనం అడ్జస్ట్మెంట్స్ అన్ని చేస్తాం ఇక్కడ. All adjustments relating to prepaid and outstanding income and expenses, depreciations, etc., are made in this account. There is no opening balance, but the difference between the two sides will be either surplus or deficit. The surplus or deficit is transferred to the capital fund on the liability side of the balance sheet. Okay, then see the bits. The primary objective of a non-trading concern is to earn profits, sir, to maximum shareholders' wealth, to provide social service, sir, to promote competitive market trade.
To provide
Provide
social
social
services.
services.
Social service. Next, which of the following financial statements is not prepared by the non-trading concern?
Profit
Receipts
and
and
loss
payments,
account.
income and
Expenses account,
expenses,
ma'am.
profit and loss account, balance sheet.
Profit and loss
Profit and
account,
loss
ma'am.
account.
Profit
Next,
and loss
the
account.
receipts. Yes, the receipts and payments account of a non-trading concern is a summary of cash book, journal,
Cash
ledger,
book.
statement of
Cash book.
Cash book. Cash book.
What type of account is a receipts and payments account? What
Real
type of
account, ma'am.
account?
Real
It
account.
is a
Real
real.
account.
Next, the income and expenditure account records transactions based on which accounting concept? Cash basis, accrual basis, hybrid basis, cost basis.
Cash, madam.
Cash.
No, accrual basis. Accrued means earned but not received. The meaning of the word
Okay.
accrued is you are earning but not received. For example, మనము ఒక దగ్గర ఒక బిజినెస్ ఒక రెంట్ తీసుకున్నారు అనుకోండి, ఒక మంత్ అయిపోగానే they have to pay the rent. Okay, if they are not paying, it becomes outstanding. Okay, in the same way, when you are investing somewhere, as the time passes, you will be earning interest on that. Even if you are not receiving also, it will be accrued. Okay, so try to understand the word accrued and earned but not received can be called as accrued. So income and expenditure account is basing on the accrual basis only. That is why previous year vi gaani next year vi gaani మనం తీసుకుంటాము, తర్వాత అడ్వాన్స్ గా వచ్చినాయి మైనస్ చేస్తాము. ఆ విధంగా అవన్నీ ఎందుకు చేస్తాము? ఎందుకంటే అది అక్రూవల్ బేసిస్ పైన మనము ట్రాన్సాక్షన్స్ ని ఇక్కడ రికార్డ్ చేస్తాం. నెక్స్ట్, విచ్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ ఐటమ్స్ ఆర్ స్ట్రిక్ట్లీ రికార్డెడ్ ఇన్ ద ఇన్కమ్ అండ్ ఎక్స్పెండిచర్ అకౌంట్? దట్ ఈస్ రెవెన్యూ ఐటమ్స్, క్యాపిటల్ ఐటమ్స్, బోత్ క్యాపిటల్ అండ్ రెవెన్యూ ఐటమ్స్, క్యాష్ ఐటమ్స్?
Only revenue item.
Only revenue items should be recorded. Next, the major source of regular income for a social or sports club from its members is called as donations, life membership,
Donations.
subscriptions, legacies. Major
Donations.
source,
Donations.
రెగ్యులర్ ఇన్కమ్ అంటున్నాను నేను అక్కడ. మేజర్ సోర్స్ ఆఫ్
I
రెగ్యులర్ ఇన్కమ్.
think subscriptions.
Yes, it is subscriptions. Subscriptions from the members is the regular source of income. జనరల్ గా వాళ్ళు సేల్స్ అలాంటివి ఏం చెయ్యరు కాబట్టి డబ్బులు ఎక్కడి నుంచి వస్తాయి మరి? డొనేషన్స్ అనుకుంటేనేమో డొనేషన్స్ ఆర్ నాట్ ఎ రెగ్యులర్ సోర్స్. ఓకే, లైఫ్ మెంబర్షిప్ అంటేనేమో ప్యూర్లీ వన్స్ ఇన్ ఎ లైఫ్ టైమ్ బై సమ్ ఆఫ్ ద పీపుల్. లీగసీ అంటే దే మే హ్యావ్ ద అసెట్స్ విచ్ ఆర్ బై లీగసీ ఫ్రమ్ ద various people or anybody outsiders, whereas subscriptions is a regular source of income. మెంబర్స్ గా ఉన్న వాళ్ళు పీరియాడికల్ గా పే చేసే అమౌంట్ ని సబ్స్క్రిప్షన్స్ అంటాం కాబట్టి మేజర్ సోర్స్ ఆఫ్ రెగ్యులర్ ఇన్కమ్ అంటే సబ్స్క్రిప్షన్స్ వస్తుంది. నెక్స్ట్, ఇఫ్ ద క్రెడిట్ సైడ్ ఆఫ్ ద ఇన్కమ్ అండ్ ఎక్స్పెండిచర్ అకౌంట్ is greater than the debit side, then the balance will show net profit, surplus, deficit, net loss.
Surplus.
Surplus, ma'am.
It is surplus.
Surplus.
అంటే ఇన్కమ్ అండ్ ఎక్స్పెండిచర్ అకౌంట్ is which account? Income and expenditure account is which account?
Nominal account.
Nominal account.
అకౌంట్ రూల్ చెప్పండి ఎవరైనా. నామినల్ అకౌంట్ రూల్.
Debit all expenses and losses. Credit all incomes and gains.
Expenses, losses,
and gains.
debit, income
Yes.
and gains, credit.
సో క్రెడిట్ ఇన్కమ్స్ అండ్ గెయిన్స్ అంటున్నాం కాబట్టి క్రెడిట్ సైడ్ టోటల్ ఎక్కువ ఉన్నప్పుడు దాన్ని మనం సర్ప్లస్ గా కన్సిడర్ చేస్తాం. నెక్స్ట్, సబ్స్క్రిప్షన్స్ రిసీవ్డ్ ఇన్ అడ్వాన్స్ బై నాన్ ట్రేడింగ్ కన్సర్న్ డ్యూరింగ్ ద కరెంట్ ఇయర్ ఈస్ ట్రీటెడ్ యాజ్ అసెటా, లయబిలిటీయా, రెవెన్యూ ఇన్కమా, క్యాపిటల్ ఎక్స్పెండిచరా?
Liability.
రిసీవ్డ్ ఇన్ అడ్వాన్స్.
Asset. Liability.
Liability, madam.
లయబిలిటీ. రిసీవ్డ్ ఇన్ అడ్వాన్స్ అంటే లయబిలిటీగా మనము కన్సిడర్ చేస్తాం. ఓకే, సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద end of these 3 units. That what we have discussed till now. We have started with the consignment. We have seen the single entry system, and we have also revised the non-trading
That's
concern.
all.
Okay, sir. Next PPT share చేయండి sir. Next
Okay,
topics.
madam.
Okay, sir. So yesterday's one doubt meanwhile, అది ఒక క్వశ్చన్ అడిగిండ్రు కదమ్మా నిన్న. Did you check out that one? Rectification of errors లో rectification of errors discount allowed to ఏదో అదొకటి అడిగిండ్రు మీరు డౌట్. Did
Yes,
anyone try? Did you understand how you got the answer that one? Okay, when you practice such type of bits, then దాన్ని మనం రాసుకొని కరెక్ట్ ఎంట్రీ ఏది, రాంగ్ ఎంట్రీ ఏది, రెక్టిఫికేషన్ ఎంట్రీ ఏది అనేది చెక్ చేసుకుంటే అలాంటివి మనకు అర్థమవుతాయి. కన్ఫ్యూజ్ కావాల్సింది ఏం లేదు. Okay, then moving on to the next unit, we have the joint venture account. So a joint venture is a temporary partnership without any firm name between the two or more persons to undertake a particular. So joint venture ante telusu kada, two or more persons they are coming together to complete a particular work. Temporarily they are joining together to do or complete a work and to share the profits and losses of that venture in the agreed proportion. So what can be the differences between a partnership and joint venture? Joint venture is a purely a temporary thing. Only their partnership will be only up to the completion of that particular work ani cheppochu. Next features aithe, it is a temporary partnership which comes to an end after completion of the venture. It is a particular partnership only for that particular venture, and it does not use the firm name, and they share profits and losses in the agreed proportion. In the absence of agreement, they share equally. Next, joint venture accounting aims to track the financial performance of the joint venture separate from the co-venturer's individual financial statement. And this involves recording the transaction expenses, revenues related to the joint venture. Then the profit and loss from the venture is distributed to the co-venturers according to their agreed profit sharing ratios. Next, accounting. So this accounting of the joint ventures will involve different methods. There are three different methods of keeping the joint venture accounts. That is, when you are maintaining the separate books of account, no separate books are maintained, and memorandum joint venture account method. First one is when separate books are maintained, what we will do, the co-venturer maintains separate set of books for joint venture, including joint venture account, joint bank account, and accounts for each co-venturer. That is co-venturer capital account, co-venturer's personal account. So we have done the problems, try to recollect separate book of accounts lo em accounts prepare chestam. Next, no separate books annappudu, each co-venturer maintains their own books with transactions related to the joint venture recorded in their respective personal accounts. Next, memorandum joint venture account. This account is created within the co-venturer's books, reflecting the joint venture's transactions without affecting the co-venturer's individual financial positions. So these three methods are there for preparing or for maintaining the joint venture accounts. Next, please. So in the first method, what are the key accounts which you are preparing is joint venture account, next joint bank account, next co-venturers accounts. First one, joint venture account annappudu, this account records all the transactions related to the joint venture, including the expenses, revenues, profits and losses. Whereas the joint bank account is the account which tracks all the cash and bank balances of the joint venture, and co-venturers accounts are the individual accounts which are maintained for each co-venturer to track their contributions, expenses and profit and loss share in the joint venture. Next, importance of joint venture accounts. It provides a clear record of joint venture's financial performance. It facilitates accurate profit and loss allocation among co-venturers. It helps in preparing the separate financial statements for the co-venturers. Next, the profit or loss from the joint venture is distributed to the co-venturers according to their agreed upon profit sharing ratio, and this ratio is typically determined in the joint venture agreement. Joint venture accounting also ensures a transparent and accurate tracking of the financial activities of the collaborative business venture, enabling the co-venturers to manage their investment and understand the venture's profitability. So these are all the, that means why we should prepare the joint venture accounts. Next, coming to the differences between the partnership and joint venture. Partnership always carried with a firm name, but joint venture has no firm name. Next, the persons who run the business in partnership are called as partners, whereas here you call them as the co-venturers. Next, normally a partnership is constituted for a longer period of time, whereas the joint venture is for a specific job or project. That means after completion of that specific job or a project or venture, then their co-venturers relationship or the agreement between them will come to an end. Next, partnership is governed under the Partnership Act 1932, whereas there is no such enactment for joint ventures. However, as a matter of fact, the joint venture is also treated under the guidelines of the Partnership Act only. Next, there is no limit specified for the number of co-venturers, but the number of partners is limited to 10 and 20 for any other business. For banking, 10 and for 20 for any other business. Next, liability of the partners is unlimited and may extend to the business and the personal assets also. Whereas under joint venture, the liability of the co-venturers are limited to the particular assignment and the completion of that project only. So this is one important point to be remembered, that is the unlimited liability of the partners. So you can say that they will have unlimited and joint liability and చెప్పుకుంటాం మనం partnership లో their liabilities, that means beyond the business, if they have to repay the loans, they may need to sell their personal property also where in partnership. But here the co-venturers will have a limited liability. That liability is limited to the extent of completion of their venture or project only. Then next, when separate books of accounts are kept, all co-venturers will contribute their share of investment. Yes, mute yourself. All co-venturers will contribute their share of investment and deposit in a joint bank account newly opened for the purpose of joint venture. They may use this bank account to make any kind of payments and to deposit sale proceeds or any kind of other receipts. Next, in addition to bank account, a joint venture account is also opened in the books to keep record of all the transactions routed through this account. Then this category of accounts is a personal account of each co-venturer. So in this method, when separate books are maintained, what we'll prepare? We'll prepare the joint bank account, joint venture account, personal account of co-venturers. Next, when separate accounts are not kept for the joint venture, again it is of two types. When all the venturers keep separate accounts and memorandum joint venture method. Next, we'll quickly look the bits. Joint venture account is a personal, nominal, real, memorandum.
Nominal.
It is a nominal account.
Nominal
Next,
account.
joint bank account is a
Personal account, ma'am.
Personal
so
account.
whenever joint bank hai na, mamul
Real,
bank
real,
account hai na,
real
e
account.
bank no bank account is never a real account.
It
Bank
will be
account
a
is a
personal account, ma'am.
personal account.
Representative personal account.
Bank account, joint bank hai na, mamul bank account hai na, bank account is a personal account.
Personal
account. Asset side bank balance చూపిస్తాము అని అది రియల్ అకౌంట్ అనుకోవద్దు. Don't remember like that. Okay, bank account is always a personal account. Next, joint venture with another co-venturer account is a
Personal
account.
Personal account.
venturer అంటే పర్సన్ కదా, నేమ్ ఆఫ్ ద పర్సన్ కాబట్టి పర్సనల్ అకౌంట్. జాయింట్ వెంచర్ విత్ దట్ పర్సన్, జాయింట్ వెంచర్ విత్ ఎక్స్ అకౌంట్, విత్ వై అకౌంట్ అని మనం ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ తో చేస్తున్నాం. మీరు అవన్నీ రికలెక్ట్ చేసుకోవాలి. సో దట్ విల్ బి పర్సనల్ అకౌంట్. ఎస్, మ్యూట్.
వాళ్ళు పెట్టామనుకున్నా, నువ్వు ఇంకా తెల్లారదాకా ఇప్పుడు పెడితే.
Which account is opened when separate joint venture account is opened?
All, ma'am.
ఏమేమి
Joint
అకౌంట్స్
venture,
ప్రిపేర్
joint
చేస్తాము?
bank,
ఇప్పుడు చెప్పుకున్న
co-venture.
3 అకౌంట్స్ కూడా మనం ప్రిపేర్ చేస్తాం. జాయింట్ వెంచర్ అకౌంట్, జాయింట్ బ్యాంక్ అకౌంట్, కో వెంచరర్ అకౌంట్. Next, what does balance in memorandum joint venture account shows? Profit or loss, closing stock, balance due from other co-venturer, or difference in trial balance. It is profit or loss. Next, the partners in joint venture are called
Co-venturers.
co-venturers. Next, provision of Partnership Act are also applicable to joint venture. True or false?
False, madam.
True only. False కాదు. ఇప్పుడు ఇంతకుముందు నేను చెప్పినాను. Some the provisions are also
True, ma'am.
applicable. No, there is no separate enactment అని ఇంతకుముందు మనం చెప్పుకున్నప్పుడు ఇక్కడ ఒక పాయింట్ లో చెప్పినాను కదమ్మా నేను.
Okay, ma'am.
There is no
Yes,
such
ma'am.
legislation made. There is no specified legislation made, but generally the
Partnership Act only.
Partnership Act provisions will be related to the joint venture
Joint
also అని చెప్తున్నాం. ఓకే, సో
Okay, ma'am.
అంటే దీనికంటూ ఒక పర్టికులర్ గా యాక్ట్ ఏమి లేదు, కాకపోతే పార్ట్నర్షిప్ యాక్ట్ లో ఉన్న ప్రొవిజన్స్ నే దే ఆర్ ఆల్సో అప్లికబుల్ టు జాయింట్ వెంచర్ బిజినెస్ ఆల్సో. దట్ ఈస్ వై ఇట్ ఈస్ ట్రూ. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్, విచ్ ఆఫ్ ద ఫాలోయింగ్ ఇస్ నాట్ అ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ డబుల్ ఎంట్రీ సిస్టమ్? జాయింట్ బ్యాంక్ అకౌంటా, మెమరాండమ్ జాయింట్ వెంచర్ అకౌంటా, జాయింట్ వెంచర్ విత్ కో వెంచరర్ అకౌంటా, నన్?
మెమోరాండమ్ జాయింట్ వెంచర్ అకౌంట్.
మెమొరాండమ్ జాయింట్ వెంచర్ అకౌంట్, ఎందుకంటే జాయింట్ బ్యాంక్ అకౌంట్ అనేది డబుల్ ఎంట్రీ సిస్టమే. నెక్స్ట్, జాయింట్ వెంచర్ విత్ కో వెంచరర్ అంటే పర్సనల్ అకౌంట్, అది కూడా డబుల్ ఎంట్రీ సిస్టమే. కాబట్టి మెమొరాండమ్ జాయింట్ వెంచర్ అకౌంట్ ఈస్ నాట్ అ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ డబుల్ ఎంట్రీ సిస్టమ్. నెక్స్ట్, లాస్ ఇన్ జాయింట్ వెంచర్ ఈస్ credited to profit and loss account, or debited to co-venturers capital account, or credited to capital fund, or debited to suspense account?
Debited to co-venturers account.
It is debited to co-venturers capital account. Next, stock left over taken by co-venturer is debited to joint venture account, credited to joint venture account, credited to co-venturer, or credited to joint bank account?
Credited to joint
Credited to
Credited to joint
joint venture account.
account.
Next, which is not a feature of joint venture? Continuing a business, no firm name, partners called as co-venturers, or partnership from limited purpose?
Continuing business.
Continuing business.
Continuing business. So joint venture feature ga మిగతావన్నీ కూడా joint venture features. That is, there will be no firm name, then they are called as co-venturers, then it is for a partnership for a limited purpose there, but continuity in business will not be there. Therefore, this is the answer. Next, which of these is not opened in joint venture? Stock reserve, joint bank account, joint venture account, co-venturers personal account.
stock
Stock reserve there.
So
Stock
here
reserve.
you do not prepare any stock reserve account. Okay. Next, just you see the format of a joint bank account. Debit side, you have two co-venturers account, share of capital by each of them to joint venture for cash sales, to joint venture for sale of asset, to joint venture contract price received in cash, to co-venturers account, amount received for co-venturers on final settlement. Credit side demo by joint venture account, purchases from bank account, by joint venture account, expenses paid from joint bank, by co-venturers account. All these will be shown. Next, memorandum joint venture account అయితే చూడండి, డెబిట్ సైడ్ 2 purchases minus returns, 2 expenses, 2 bad debts, 2 discount allowed, బ్యాలెన్స్ చేస్తే వచ్చేది ప్రాఫిట్, ఇద్దరికి వెంచరర్స్ కి షేర్ చేయాలి. నెక్స్ట్, బై సేల్స్ మైనస్ రిటర్న్స్, డిస్కౌంట్ రిసీవ్డ్, అసెట్స్ టేకెన్ ఓవర్, స్టాక్ టేకెన్ ఓవర్ విల్ బి క్రెడిటెడ్. నెక్స్ట్, కో వెంచరర్స్ అకౌంట్. సో ఇక్కడ కంబైన్డ్ గా ప్రిపేర్ చేసింది చూపిస్తున్నారు మనకు, ఏ అండ్ బి. నెక్స్ట్ స్లైడ్స్, ఏ అండ్ బి ఇద్దరివి కూడా 2 joint venture. Next, 2 sales minus brokerage, 2 joint venture sales, 2 joint venture stock taken over. Next, to bank account, A dantlo B dantlo. Next, by joint venture interest on capital, profit by bank account. Like this you will prepare. Okay, joint venture accounts, is it okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay,
Then
ma'am.
the next one is depreciation. Depreciation, as we all know, depreciation in accounting is a method of allocating the cost of a long-term asset like equipment, machinery, or building. It reflects the decline in value of asset due to wear and tear and other factors which are recorded. Next, depreciation ensures that the cost of using an asset is matched with the revenue it generates, and depreciation allows the business to match the cost of an asset with the revenue generates over the useful life. Next, by spreading the cost of an asset, business can present more accurate financial statements that reflect the better financial health and performance of the business. Next, why is depreciation important? Is depreciation holds a significant importance in accounting because it will follow the matching principle and it will show the accurate financial statements. Then, for the valuation of the correct valuation of the asset and replacement planning of the asset. Then type of depreciation method, straight line method, written down value method, annuity method, double declining method, depletion method, sinking fund method. Next, straight line method. What is a straight line method?
Every
It
year
is a method distributing equal amount distribution. That is,
Depreciation is charged with original cost of the asset.
what is the formula here? Cost of the asset minus residual value by useful life of the asset. You will get the straight line method. That means every year same amount will be deducted as the depreciation. Then you call it as the straight line method. Next, written down value method. The reducing balance method. That means on the value which has been reduced, the depreciation will be calculated every year. Okay. Next, see some of the bits further. Depreciation is charged on fixed assets, current assets, both fixed assets and current assets.
Fixed assets, madam.
Fixed. Next, under diminishing balance method, amount of depreciation is calculated on written down value of asset, market value of asset, original cost of asset, expected value of asset.
Written down value of asset, madam.
Diminution.
Next, book value means expected sale price, current market price, or value as shown in the books, original acquisition price.
Value shown.
Value as shown in the books of account, that you call it as book value. Next, which method of depreciation would you recommend for coal mines? Coal
Depletion.
mines. Diminishing balance method, a fixed installment method, a sum of years method, a depletion method. So
Depletion
coal mines
method.
maybe it is
Extracted.
mineral. Okay, it will get depleted as you extract the coal from that. Therefore, you use the depletion method. Okay. So
Ma'am,
I
PLC
think
would
we
other
have
method, madam.
completed all the topics which I am interested to. Okay, sir.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, fossils and fuels ki kuda
Okay, madam.
depreciation method వాడొచ్చు కదా ma'am.
Okay, sir.
Okay, madam. Okay. శ్రీనివాస్ సార్ ఉన్నారా మీరు? గంగిశెట్టి శ్రీనివాస్ సార్. హలో శ్రీనివాస్ సార్.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
అడగమ్మా, డౌట్ అడుగు ప్లీజ్.
మ్యామ్ ఫాసిల్స్ అండ్ ఫ్యూయల్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా మ్యామ్, వాటికి కూడా డిప్లేషన్ మెథడే వాడతాం కదా.
దేనికమ్మా?
ఫ్యూయల్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా మ్యామ్, లైక్
ఎస్ ఫ్యూయల్స్
పెట్రోల్
అవన్నిటికి కూడా డిప్లిషన్ మెథడే. ఓర్స్ అండ్ ఫ్యూయల్స్ అంటారు కదా, మైన్స్ అలాంటివన్నిటికి కూడా డిప్లిషన్ మెథడే యూజ్ చేయాలి.
మ్యామ్ బిల్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్చేంజ్ లో నిన్న ఒక డౌట్ ఉండే మేడం.
చెప్పమ్మా.
మ్యామ్ అంటే డ్రాయర్ తన దగ్గర ఉన్న బిల్ ని ఎండోర్స్మెంట్ చేసినప్పుడు, ఎండోర్సర్ కి ఇచ్చినప్పుడు ఒకవేళ డ్రాయి అమౌంట్ పే చేయకపోతే డ్రాయరే పే చేయాలి కదా మ్యామ్. అంటే బిల్ ఎండోర్స్మెంట్ జరిగినప్పుడు డ్రాయి అమౌంట్ పే చేయకపోతే ఆన్ ద బిహాఫ్ ఆఫ్ డ్రాయరే పే చేయాలి కదా డ్యూ డేట్ రోజు.
అవును.
ఓకే మ్యామ్, అదొక క్లారిటీ కోసం. థ్యాంక్ యూ మ్యామ్.
I request Dr. Gangishetty Srinivas sir, please propose the vote of thanks to the today's resource person. Srinivas sir.
Dear Dr. Naresh Burla gar and today's resource person Madam Ranjitha, Dr. Ranjitha Madam Garu, and dear students, very good evening once again. Before going to propose my vote of thanks, dear students, if you have any query or any doubt regarding the content which was delivered by the madam, you post your queries on WhatsApp group, which is regularly observing by us. కాబట్టి మీరు మీకు ఏ డౌట్ ఉన్నా కూడా, మీకు ఏ క్వశ్చన్కి ఆన్సర్ రాకపోయినా క్వశ్చన్ ఉన్నా కూడా మీరు ఆ వాట్సాప్ గ్రూప్లో పోస్ట్ చేయండి. దాన్ని మేడంకు పంపించడం జరుగుతుంది. మేడం మీకు త్రూ వాట్సాప్ గ్రూప్ ఆన్సర్ చేస్తారు. లర్నింగ్ని మాత్రం ఇట్లనే ఉంచండి, ఇంకొంచెం యాక్టివ్ అవ్వండి. యువర్ రెస్పాన్స్ ఆర్ వెరీ గుడ్, యు ఆర్ అప్రిషియబుల్. మేడం, వీఆర్ వెరీ ఫార్చునేట్ ఎనఫ్ టు యూ ఇన్ దిస్ ప్లాట్ఫామ్. You are you have a lot of experience. Your experience have provided an opportunity to learn the students of throughout the Telangana state who are going to join in prestigious state government institutions, universities, Usmania, Kakatiya, and other universities, Shatavana and other universities. Thank you, madam, for your extraordinary and high risk job. What you delivered is not an easy content. You delivered so many units, but what we are yesterday 3 units, today 3 to 4 units. You have covered a lot of syllabus in these 2 days. Thank you on behalf of students, on behalf of my side, on behalf of convener, and on behalf of co-conveners and all the organizing team, and from student side. Thank you, madam, for your acceptance and deliver the talk and empathy towards the student community. Thank you once again, madam.
Thank you, sir. So as sir said, any doubts, students, you post in the WhatsApp group. I will clarify your doubts. Thank you very much, sir, for providing an opportunity to interact with the students and guide them for preparing for the MCOM entrance. Thank you very much for providing me this opportunity. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much.
Sir, you only close the meeting. Dear students, you are 56. You don't. No one will be permitted to go out. Sir will close the session. Till that second, please wait. Because of this is not good practice. The organizer
sir.
will close the meeting. Okay?
Okay,
Dear
sir. I will
students.
end the session. Okay. Thank you all.
Okay, right.